So if you find yourself in a situation where, life's weeds are just taking over and it's out of control, give us a call. We're here to help. There's absolutely no cost involved with us to get involved and to help you.
If you find yourself in a real estate situation,
Actually, you already said that. So
okay. If you find yourself in a situation,
you already said that.
Sorry.
So just,
I'm Ryan Nickel, and I'm with NorCal Housing Partners. We're a nonprofit here in Northern California that works with families that are facing hardships. We believe that sometimes, bad things do happen to good people. And the whole idea for our nonprofit is that we want to keep people in their homes, and we're kind of a last response for them. So they've gone through the process of talking to friends and family, talking with their lenders, things like that. And they're still in the situation where they're going to lose their home to foreclosure. And so we step in and we offer what's called a fresh start program. We want to give these individuals a fresh start, a clean slate, so that they can start forward moving with their mortgage company. The genesis for all of this was I actually lost my house to foreclosure back in 2010. I was a father. I had a 1-year-old child, and my wife was pregnant with our second kid. And the bank kicked us out the day after Christmas. They didn't want to help us. I asked for help. And the sad thing about the entire situation is not only did we get kicked out the day after Christmas, this was my dream home. This was a home that I had put blood, sweat, and tears into. And I offered for a modification. I said, please, can you please help us? Can we put the difference behind what we're behind? And we were only behind like $8,000 behind. And I had a mortgage with $121,000. My payment was $800 a month. I couldn't afford to bring it current, but I could afford making the payment going forward. And they wouldn't help me with that. After they kicked us out, they didn't do anything to the house. They put it on the market, and it sold at auction for $42,000. So the $8,000 that I owed on $121,000, they couldn't work with, but they had no problem selling it to some investor for $42,000. Turn it back around. There's a note on that door, and the grass is kind of tall. Let's see what it says. It's the little grow.
That's this one?
Yeah. It's a tree. This one might be overgrown grass. It's an orange note at the door. I'm just curious.
why is curious guy?
Man, piece of comment. And Josh, I just realized how criminal these banks were. And this is why I wrote this book, Defending Yourself Against Foreclosure. It's the proven strategies to isolate the fraud and to neutralize the bullying tactics that banks use to steal your house, because that's truly what they're out there to do. Is they want to take these properties and they want to profit from them. And so when we're knocking on doors, we're not there to be like, hey, we want to buy your house. We're actually there to offer solutions. We offer everything we do at no cost whatsoever. We're there to help. I give this book away for free. Many times, and you're going to see, we have worked with families and they didn't need our help, didn't need our Fresh Start program. If they read the book, the bank worked with them because they were able to isolate the fraud that was starting to happen, and they were able to get what they needed to continue moving. And we actually will help more families in that way than we actually will with the Fresh Start program. We've helped more families to stay in their home and have received no compensation for it, because again, our goal is to keep families at home. And so you're going to see some of those individuals today that we are going to talk to that we actually specifically help. But that's what makes us different, is when we're knocking on their door, like you can see, I have a name tag. I'm a stranger at some point, but I just want to introduce myself to them, share my book, share my story, and let them know that as a nonprofit, we're here to catch them before they fall through the cracks, before they actually end up losing their house, because no one came knocking on my door. And this is why we're happy to help, is to knock on their door and offer this assistance, again, at no cost, so that they could go ahead and move forward with their life and not have the looming fear and threat that there's going to be a foreclosure and that they're going to be kicked out of their home.
Wait, I'm going to just have a clean car. This is our office on wheels, essentially.
That's what it is.
I think we spend more time in the car than we do at the office.
100%.
Good. So now we got a clean car. Let's see what else we can get done today.
Bad things happen to good people all the time. And this was a bad situation that was happening. And she's a good woman, and as you'll see and hear from her story. And we just wanted to make sure that, if this is someone watching this video that is in a similar situation, that you're not alone, that there are options, that there is help for you. And we'll let Kathy go ahead and share her story.
I met you guys when you came to my door just in time. My house was going to go on the auction block that following January, and I was about to go crazy trying to save it. But I was far behind, and you guys helped me catch up and get everything back on track. You guys came to me with a good solution to my problem, and nobody else was willing to help. The mortgage company wasn't willing to help. Nobody. I didn't know where to turn.
Yeah, even your neighbor next door, he was waiting for your house to go because he wanted to buy it from you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that. He was very disappointed that we helped you out.
Yes.
It's hard sometimes because banks don't really give you an option of seeking assistance, or they give you options that make no sense.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure you were probably kind of running into that when you talked to them. They just said,
They just told
sorry.
me basically file bankruptcy. It's like, I don't want to do that. I want my house, and
It's probably hard too sometimes because when you call the mortgage company, you're just a loan number to them.
yeah.
You know, they don't know you, they don't know your story, they don't know what you're going through, they don't know whether or not, you know, you can pull out of this. You know, they don't know any of those things. And I think that's where, you know, it's helpful sometimes when we get to talk to people because we'll explore options with them that they just don't have.
Right.
Yeah.
No one told them about.
Nobody told me. Nobody came to the rescue. And then you guys came to the door, and it's like a lifeline that I needed, and you guys saved me. I would be on the street because I had no place to go. All my family lives away, so I can't go to their houses.
Yeah.
So you guys really saved me without asking for anything in return.
Glad we could help you out.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're back on your feet, glad your injuries are gone,
Yeah,
glad your mood's more upbeat and you get to enjoy the summer.
I'm glad too.
Yeah.
It was our pleasure.
Thank you.
My name is Mike Zuccolillo, also with NorCal Housing Partners. And I think it would, you know, to me, the big thing is stability. And, you know, having stable neighborhoods benefits everybody. And when you have housing situations where people are losing their house, houses sit vacant, you get a transient population going in and out, it's a negative for everyone. It's a negative for the, you know, for the borrower that lost their house. It's a negative for the neighborhood. It's about having strong communities, and you have strong communities by, you know, promoting home ownership and keeping people in their homes. It's no secret there was a housing crash in 2008, and I came about this close to having to declare bankruptcy, and I was caught in it, you know, similar to what Ryan was caught in, and I was just like, man, I don't want this to happen again. I want to learn from this, and that's what put Ryan and I together initially. We used to go to a lot of the same, you know, pre-COVID, back when people actually met in person. I met Ryan, and, you know, we shared a little bit about, you know, what we did and what our passions were. And, you know, several years ago, we decided to team up with it. And, you know, we've made a great team, and we have fun doing it. A lot of times people don't like what they do for a living. And at the end of the day, it's rewarding. One place that's especially become soft with me is veterans. If anyone, veterans get the shortest end of the stick. One of the first veterans that we helped, his name was Stuart. Stuart lived in a 2-story house, and Stuart had mobility problems. He shared a story with us that he lives in a house that was built in 1926, and, you know, there's only one full bath upstairs. And he wouldn't go upstairs to take a bath because he fell, and he didn't want to fall and get stuck again. Stuart also had issues with alcohol and, you know, PTSD. And I was thinking, he's a veteran. We're going to help him. You know, our government's going to help him. And naive Ryan and I are running around to the county services trying to get this guy help. The government solution was call 911. We'll send someone out to see if we can declare him 5150. And I was like, that's not the help that he needs. So we finally got in touch with a social worker at Mather in Sacramento and explained the situation. And even at Mather, they didn't have any way of transporting him to the facility. So Ryan and I go pick him up. He's drunk, unfortunately, and take him all the way down to Mather. And the most relieving thing is we take him in there, and one of the nurses that first tended to his care went through what he was going through, went through the vices of alcohol and addiction, and he could communicate with him. And he finally got in touch with the help, but no one was offering that to him. And it infuriated me because the deal was, you go fight for our country, we take care of you. That's the deal. And more often than not, veterans end up in the worst situations and end up having the least amount of help and resources available to them. There has been countless times we've just done things, above and beyond just because we felt like it was the right thing to do. And I hope that, if my dad, who's also a veteran, or any veteran, was in a similar situation, that someone would do something to help them.
That was a Friday evening. We both had plans with our wives, and it was more important for us to put our plans on hold so we could go down and take Stuart to make sure that he got the care and the aid that he needed. And he told us afterwards, he said, "You guys saved my life. I would have died." Because he had insulin issues as well, and he was not taking insulin.
His mobility was so limited, he couldn't get to the refrigerator. So his solution was he would keep his insulin in the air-conditioned room, and he figured that temperature was close enough to keep the insulin at. And I was like, this is not okay.
Yeah, he would have died.
He would have died.
That weekend would have killed him. We literally saved his life, and they told us that as well. And that has stuck with us. I think we've helped more veterans as a category, as a nonprofit, than anybody else to stabilize and not lose their house, and to have this be basically a godsend for them.
So VA, if you're listening, you can do better.
Ryan with NorCal Housing Partners here with Greg, and again with Mike. And this was a situation where we started to work with him, and then someone else interjected and told him a better story, and it sounded great on paper, and he went with it, only to find out that it wasn't in his best interest. And we'll let him share a little bit more about that.
Mike and Ryan showed back up and said that, we're gonna help you out better. And I went with them. I finally had a clear mind to sit and listen and make a right decision, and Mike and Ryan was the right folks to go with. The other folks they were just out to take what they can, cheap as they could. Not worried about my well-being and my interest and what's going on in my life. Mike and Ryan worried about that more than just, the property. They worried about my well-being. We
want to get you in a better spot.
Right, a better spot and help.
We want
me
when
out.
you wake up tomorrow, it's a better day. When you wake up the day after that, it's a better day.
Yeah.
And a lot of times,
Right,
that gets lost.
Yeah, with the other company, the only thing they were worried about is the property. You know what I mean?
How much money they were going to make.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how fast it can get you out.
Get me out of here.
Yeah. You trust us with basically everything.
Everything.
You're getting to reconnect with your mom again.
I reconnect with my mom and find out the best steps to go about it and stuff, instead of me thinking and doing the wrong steps. I don't count on you guys, to help. And it's like, that's the biggest blessing. And so, there you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got friends.
Yeah, you do.
That's the most important thing. I know. Call you guys up, and I know you guys would tell me the truth, not for your best interest, but for my best interest.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
No, that means a lot to me. You know what I mean? Not thinking.
That's how you build solid relationships. I mean, whether the information you want to hear is not what you want to hear, at least you know it's the truth.
You guys told me that. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? I'm very grateful that they showed up in my life. They came as friends. They didn't come as thieves. I'm sorry to say that, but other people. They came as to help me in all my ways of my life, all my situations, and I'm happy. I don't call you guys friends, and that's very important to me.
Anytime.
I know
we can always count on us.
I know you guys.
Yeah, definitely your friends, man.
You know what I mean? I know I don't count on you guys. You were telling me the truth. I'll just put your best interest, and you out for my interest too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that means a lot to me.
And we're just a phone call away.
Oh, I know.
Always.
I do call.
You do. I know.
I call a lot.
You're more than welcome to. Yeah. So here we are. We're talking with Ken. We were able to work with him, talk to his bank on his behalf, and they were able to reverse the foreclosure and keep him in his home.
Just man here, Ryan saved my house.
And he's been here ever since. And that's what we do. We just help people in that regard.
What were some of your frustrations when you were trying to talk to the bank on your own and trying to get them to understand your situation and work with you?
I felt that the bank wasn't even listening to anything that I had to say, and they kept pushing me to people that were just making it impossible to figure things out. And then they send you stuff in the mail that I don't know what it means, and so then this gentleman came along.
It's more confusing than helpful.
Yes.
From who you thought was supposed to be like, hey,
Yeah.
what are my options? What can I do? What can I not do?
Well, and the thing that was frustrating about it was they said that they would actually help, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I was getting things in the mail after, we'll help you. But then next thing you know, I'm getting things in the mail that are worse than what I was getting before. They're doing a great job.
We didn't ask you for any money.
No,
You didn't give us your firstborn or a car or
no,
vacation.
No.
Nothing, right?
no.
Yeah.
You can have that one if you want it.
No. Yeah, this is what we do. I mean, our nonprofit charter is to keep families in homes, and so if we had the means to do it, we donate our time and our effort to call on your behalf and make sure that you can stay in your home, and it was
Right.
that we were fortunate to do for you.
Well, I thank you very much.
And we're glad for that as well.
Yeah, I highly recommend these guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yes, I'm very grateful for them for knocking on my door and explaining to who they were, because without them, I would have probably lost everything.
I haven't seen this since we were inside a couple of days ago. It was a mess.
Wow.
Looks like home.
Honey, I'm home.
So this is a situation where we have an older gentleman who is a hoarder. He's a veteran, and like most veterans, sometimes their tours of duty take a toll mentally on them. This guy was he was a Marine. He's Semper Fi all the way. Learned to live in the jungle, prefers to be alone, and so he's living in the river bottoms right now. His sister contacted us and said, "Look, can you help my brother out? This is a situation, he's losing his house." And so what we offered to do as a nonprofit is to come here, clean it up, fix it. There was a fire that started in here at one point. We're going to completely remodel this property and give it back to him as a veteran. It's a place to live so that he doesn't have to live the rest of his days on the street. And this is just one of the things that we do as a nonprofit. And it's our desire, goal, and passion to help individuals, especially vets that have, sacrificed a lot for our country. The least we can do is to give back to them, make sure that they have stable housing. And that's what we're doing, is making sure that he has stable housing. Let's see if we can get Steve.
I mean, things that you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I got a pack of Marlboro Reds and some gasoline. What could go wrong, right?
We actually found this house yesterday. It's right across the street from one of the favorite places we like to have lunch at. And so we were just here yesterday, kind of taking a tour of it.
Yeah, the situation with this one is that the lady who owns this house is 114 years old, but she's no longer alive. And the family inherited it, and they don't know what to do with it. And it's just sitting there, and it's getting ready to go to tax sale. And so we reached out to them, and he's like, "If you can help me, I would be grateful, because I'm going to lose it if you don't help me." And so here we are.
So let's take a look.
All right, so this house is already unlocked, so. The cobwebs here, you can see. But this is a real tiny home. It literally is like 400 square feet.
I mean, come here, take a look at this kitchen.
Yeah.
There's your width.
So your stove goes right there, your sink goes right there.
So you can't even stretch out like barely in this kitchen.
It's crazy. Well, and then the crazy part about this too is, here's your bathroom. It's a toilet and a sink, but the shower is all the way on the other side of the house. You gotta go through the bedroom into here to get to the shower and the washing machine. Like, it's not an efficient small home, but it is a tiny, tiny home. Like, this is.
And then you have a little tiny stove.
Yeah.
So this is not your traditional size stove.
This is your apartment stove. Like, it's like, my grandmother had something bigger than this in her little studio flat in Chicago. So, yeah, interesting properties.
And a lot of times you can tell, someone hasn't been here in a while. Here, come follow me. When do you think the last time someone was out here? It's like a jungle. No one's been in this house in a very, very long time.
So we're always looking for families to help. And if you know of anyone that is in a situation like some of the individuals that you saw today, give us a call. We're here to help. That costs absolutely nothing. And we're definitely going to volunteer our time to make sure that they can stay in their home and not lose it.
Feel free to give us a call at any time at 530-755-7552, and we'll be happy to help you out.